I want to say three things to you. Number one, now is the single best time and best opportunity to defeat Obamacare. Number two, this is a fight we can win. And number three, only the American people can win this fight.
Ted Cruz has a clear message these days. It's anti-Obamacare, anti-Obama, and anti-government.
There is bipartisan consensus. Obamacare isn't working. The wheels are coming off. They want to get as many Americans hooked to the subsidies, hooked to the sugar. Democratic Senator Max Baucus, the lead author of Obamacare, said it's a huge train wreck. The first step should be the House of Representatives should pass a continuing resolution that funds the entirety of the federal government, except for Obamacare. Harry Reid and President Obama would scream and yell, those mean, nasty Republicans, the sort of cocktail chatter wisdom in Washington that, oh, the shutdown was a political disaster for Republicans. It's not borne out by the data.
Over the objections of many of his Senate colleagues, Cruz, together with Tea Party pal Mike Lee, is leading a grassroots effort to defund Obamacare. So far, the petition currently has over 271,000 signatures. This after Cruz led the charge against gun safety and immigration reform efforts in the Senate. The man who strategist Mark McKinnon once called the Republican Barack Obama is seeing his stock rise in a party that he seems bent on ripping apart. Asked recently whether he supported the re-election of GOP Senate leader Mitch McConnell, Cruz replied, "That's a decision for the people of Kentucky to make." Cruz may be losing friends and alienating people in Washington, but that just makes you more popular on the right flank. Places like the SaraH Palin Barracuda Brigade. That's the SaraH Palin Barracuda Brigade. In a new profile in Time magazine, the Texas senator is called, quote, in cruise control. Cruz wants to downsize Washington, abolish the IRS and TSA, shutter the Departments of Commerce, Education, and Energy, and privatize Social Security, which he has called a Ponzi scheme. If that sounds like the platform of someone who isn't too concerned about policy and pragmatism, it should. Cruz was last in Iowa. He was in Iowa last month for a Pastors and Pews event. He will be there again this coming weekend to meet with social conservative leaders and will return for a third visit in October. Far from marginalizing him, Cruz's anti-everything approach has vaulted him to the middle of the pack in 2016 polls, proving that in today's GOP, the fringe is the place to be. As for party graybeards who warn that government shutdowns make for uneasy times, Cruz says that's warped surrender talk. And anyway, it's the president who wants to shut down the government.
Why is President Obama threatening to shut down the entire federal government in order to force Obamacare down our throats?